Ayman was just talking about the changing face of the Middle East. You actually, the UAE has not only
face of fighter pilots.
I mean, UAE. I mean, you guys have been out front from the very beginning here, saying, "Hey, U.S., you don't have to go it alone." But now you have a female pilot that actually was dropping bombs on ISIS.
It's funny. I got a lot of emails yesterday about the story, and I finally got the approval. So here goes on Morning Joe. I can officially confirm that the UAE strike mission on Monday night was led by a female fighter pilot, Maryam al-Mansouri. She is fully qualified, highly trained, combat-ready pilot, and she led the mission. Actually, funny story is the U.S. tanker pilots called in for air refueling and asked for the UAE mission. And when they heard a female voice on the other side, they actually paused for about 20 seconds. There was radio silence.
Like, there she is.
I love it. She's 35 years old. She actually has an undergraduate degree in English literature, was among the first women to join the UAE Air Force Academy when it finally allowed female members. She graduated in 2008, and there she is.
Ayman, you were
That's
talking
amazing.
about how crazy this is. That in
Crazy in a good way.
yeah, in a good way.
I mean,
oh
for
no,
so
I thought
many
you were siding with that. Yeah, but in some countries, Ayman was just saying, in some countries, women can't drive. You guys are like putting them in charge of fighting missions.
But I think the whole campaign and coalition on ISIS and extremists in general boils down to ultimately this. Do you want a model or a society that allows women to become ministers in government, female fighter pilots, business executives, artists? Or do you want a society where if a woman doesn't cover up in public, she's beaten or she's lashed or she's raped? I mean, this is ultimately what this breaks down to. And as I watched the debate over the last few weeks over, what Arab states are going to step in,
Right.
I think it's important for us moderate Arabs, moderate Muslims, to step up and say, this is a threat against us. This is more of a threat against us than it is against you. Not just a threat to our countries, this is a threat to our way of life.
Willie?
And Youssef, why is it so significant? I mean, you look at, the UAE and on women's rights, and then you're talking about ISIS, but it's not just ISIS, it's our allies. It's Saudi Arabia that treats women this way, and they can't drive, as Ayman points out. Why has it taken so long to get there for other countries, longer than it has for the UAE?
I think it's different. Some countries have some different views and different societies, and some of our friends in the region tend to be a little more conservative. We take a slightly more open-minded, pragmatic view. And I'm not trying to be derogatory, but we have a very open-minded young leadership in the UAE. And again, if I go back to ISIS, I think moderate Arab countries need to step up and say more and do more. I've heard a lot of comments. One of them was, there is no such thing as moderate Islam. There is no such thing as moderate Muslims.
Yeah.
You know what? You're looking
I was just saying, you guys are proving that to be false.
And Maryam is another moderate Muslim. So I find that argument offensive. There's a lot of us. Granted, we need to do more. We need to say more. But if anything, the U.S. just joined our coalition against extremists. This is not the U.S. coalition. This is moderate Arab coalition.
Amen. It's about time, right?
What about
it's
doing
about
more?
time.
In the fight against ISIS, how much support do you think the Arab countries especially are going to be able to bring to the table?
We will bring whatever is necessary to defeat ISIS. And I want to say something that I think very few people know. This campaign against ISIS, this is actually our 6th coalition with the United States. In the last 24 years, starting with Desert Storm in 1990, Somalia, Kosovo, Afghanistan, Libya, and now ISIS. This is the UAE's 6th coalition with the United States. Yeah. We're the only Arab country to be in that position. So I don't think it's a question of which or what Arab countries will step up. We will, but you can't do this without us, and we can't do this without you.
I love it.
All right.
Absolutely love it.
Thank you. It's always great to see you.
All right, and listen.